now are Freddie and Sheila Pelletier, who are going to be on our stage on April 1st, and no fooling, that's going to be a really good show. So I want to thank you guys for agreeing to take the time to talk with me. And how's your morning going?
We're fine. Everything's good.
I woke up.
So it's a good day.
Excellent. So let's start with the topic of the times right now. So as touring performers, you guys are quite busy normally. What has COVID been like for you two and where you are?
It's given us a real long rest.
It has. Yeah.
But it's kind of reviving my interest in playing the guitar, because there's not much else to do around here in the daytime other than work on the acreage and that. But so I'm working on a bunch of new things, and it's exciting to play different stuff.
Yeah, and I actually am also a registered nurse, so I've gone back to work to help out and have been doing COVID shots. So
Right here.
So it's been an interesting few months. We were on tour in the US when COVID hit, and that was kind of a surreal experience. But we got home and quarantined and have kind of been doing it ever since. So
So you mentioned that you were in the States, and I kind of get the sense that maybe sometimes in the winter you do a lot of that touring down there to warmer places.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, so that's got to be an adjustment. Yeah.
Yeah. We actually have been playing in RV and golf resorts for the last 20 years in the winter months to snowbirds, and we see lots of folks from home down in these resorts, and it's been a real great time for us.
Cool. That sounds like a great reason to get out of the country a little bit during the snow. When you go down and you travel, you say you see a lot of snowbirds and whatnot. What are you hearing from snowbirds about what their lives are like right now? The ones, have they stayed, or have you noticed that maybe some of them stayed, some of them left?
Yeah, we've talked to both. There's lots that have stayed, and some that have gone. They seem to be managing okay and just hunkering down. And I don't know, since the new rules about isolating in a hotel, I don't know how that's going for them, but.
Yeah. So, Freddie, you had mentioned that during this time you've been able to fall back in love with playing the guitar and trying new things. What has that kind of led to you to? Is it anything drastically different? Are we going to get a rock song coming up in April, or are we? Or is it going to be a surprise?
Well, my taste in music is quite different than what people really want to hear. So I'm actually satisfying myself by playing kind of difficult stuff, the more challenging technical things. And I don't know that people would really enjoy those things, maybe a little bit of it, but not much of it, But it just makes my chops better for some of the other stuff that we do. I find that if I'm rehearsing harder stuff, what we normally do becomes easier. I don't know if that makes any sense to you, but yeah, the fluid, it's a little more fluid now, and I don't have to fight quite as hard. It's, sometimes your hands don't want to behave, and I'm not a wanker. I'd like to think of myself as a real guitar player, and so just strumming a few chords is not what I'm about. So I'm always challenged by more difficult things to play on a guitar, and as I say, I don't know that people really enjoy that kind of a thing, but hopefully they do. Some of them do.
What kind of music are we talking about? Like classical guitar? Are we playing flamenco? What are you playing around with?
A little bit of gypsy jazz, a little bit of classical, some of the tougher tunes by some of the great old guitar players that have come and gone, like Jimmy Bryant and Chet Atkins, and there's a few that are still alive, but most of them are gone. And I'm hopeful to become one of them someday.
Well, and I've seen from your promotional video, we've seen that some of the reviews that do come back from people are that the singing, the harmonies are lovely. You guys are very, very talented, but they are quite taken with your guitar playing as well. So that's got to make you feel pretty good. And I don't blame you for wanting to stay in shape during these more at-home months.
Yeah.
Well, it's been a passion for me for many, many years, and I really don't think myself as a great guitar player, so it's been really a hard chore to get the best out of myself. And I wish I had way more talent, but what do? You play the hand you were given,
Well, I think you two are quite entertaining. I myself enjoyed watching your promo video. And I'm gonna kind of go back a few years here too, because you guys ran a guitar camp on your acreage. Is that right? So let us maybe just remind us a little bit about that guitar camp and what that was all about.
Yeah, we had 12 years. Every summer we would put on a camp for kids and adults, all kinds of instruments, main focus on guitar, and they would come for 4 days at a time, and we did that 3 times throughout the summer. And we housed them and fed them and entertained them and taught them, and it was a lot of fun, but it was a lot of work too. So it was great memories, but after 12 years we were ready to be done.
Oh, that is so cool. And I'm sure it made a real big difference to those young musicians to be in such an immersive culture of creativity and music, and what a lot of fun for them. Who came through that? Are there some local performers that people might recognize the names of?
Yeah, well, one very well. Joel Rose came to our camp a couple of times. Yes. Who else can I?
Brett Kissel. 7 years he was here.
Yeah.
Wow.
We're good friends with Brett and his parents and grandparents, and Clayton Linthicum, if you know of him, as Clayton and Casey, who are doing well in their own genre of music. Who else locally? There were a lot of kids that came through that were from Prince Albert. I want to say James Scarrow, Heidi Monroe's son.
Right.
Yeah.
I do, and just a bit of backstory. I worked at CTV for quite a number of years, and I believe one time Gord Burnett and I did come out to your acreage, and we did a piece on the guitar camp, and it was an absolutely beautiful day, and we got to leave the office and come out and hang out on your acreage for a little bit and just see the grounds. And I just remember thinking, wow.
I thought you looked familiar.
Yeah, that's me. Absolutely. Yeah, I remember walking around and just saying this would be a great breeding ground for people to get creative and learn music and find different levels of ability within themselves. So that's really, really cool. And I just saw Gord the other day too, and I said, we went to their guitar camp, right? Like we went and did a piece. He's like, oh yeah, we did. I was like, okay, good. I was sure that it was. I didn't want to say it here and then, have been completely wrong. It wasn't.
Awesome. Right on. Thank you for doing that.
Yeah, it was a beautiful place. If I was more musically inclined, that definitely would have been something that I would have said, oh man, I would have loved this as a kid. Absolutely. So for your show coming up on April 1st, what are audiences in for? What can they expect from this show?
Well, we always tell our audience that I say it every night that we play. I say our motto is very simple. We just want to play some tunes that we hope you're going to remember, because we do lots of the old stuff and stuff you're going to remember and enjoy and have some laughs. So that's plain and simply how it is.
And she picks on me a lot. She'll say things like, Freddie has so much music in his head, there's no room for any common sense whatsoever.
Things you have to put up with.
Well, the other half of this great musical talent between the two of you is also the humor. Did that just kind of come around naturally? Is that something audiences really, really expect from you as well? Or is it just something that has to be there just because you like having that part of the show so much?
Well, I think it just kind of evolved naturally, and I was brought up in the world of Jack Sannon many years ago, and he was a clown, and he liked to laugh, and all the people that have motivated us over the years to try to, you know, incorporate some humor of some kind. And we find that people really enjoy that. They, like I said earlier, you know, they don't really want to hear some 500 million notes all night long. They like to have a little giggle too.
Yeah, and you know, from us playing down south to the Snowbirds, we really learned down there that especially that group of people, they want to have fun and laugh. They don't. It's not. It wasn't enough for us to just sit on a stage and play tunes. So we had to learn how to entertain them.
And from your history of performing, as you guys have any performances really stood out as favorites or keystones to what you guys have done, or are they kind of all just really, really good and it's all about the entire experience? There's got to be a few that stand out as being pretty cool.
Yes, there were a few times that we've played at the Rawlinson Center, and those have always been very cool gigs for us. So very thankful to all of you at the Rawlinson and everybody over the years that had confidence in our show. So thank you.
Well, thank you guys very much for agreeing to. I know you guys didn't stick around because, you know, we were going to do a show here at the Rawlinson, but it's kind of nice how that works out because we're locally sourcing so much of the shows that we're presenting these past couple of seasons that we've done. It hasn't hurt the variety. It hasn't hurt the talent that we have. Like it's actually been amazing to just be reminded that there's so much good stuff really close that we get to celebrate it too. So
wow,
have you guys.
It's so good of you to do that. We appreciate it, and I'm sure I can speak for other performers that they have also appreciate it very much.
Well, thank you so much, Ann, for taking time from your guitar training. And I don't know if you're going to go do some finger weights now to get those digits nimble and strong again, because we got a show coming up. But I'm really excited for your show. I think people are really going to be absolutely delighted. Like you said, it's the songs they recognize. You guys are so funny together. You've just got this wonderful humor and great musical respect for each other as well. So it's going to be a great show. So thank you again for taking the time to talk to me today.
Thank you.
All right, so if you're watching this at home as I'm recording this, we have one seat left, because sometimes this happens when we're limited to 30 people in the auditorium. There is one seat left. Yeah, so, that's all we got left in the house. So basically we normally call it a sellout, but if you're kind of like, I don't like going to things by myself, just come. You can't bring anyone anyway. So let's just fill the house. Let's fill all 30 seats, and people can still enjoy from home as a live stream if they want. Maybe you're out of PA, maybe you're just not comfortable leaving it. We totally understand. Our website has all the details on how to watch a live stream and how to buy your tickets. So all you have to do is log in to earc.ca. And Freddie and Sheila, thank you again.
Thank you, Kara.
Thank you. Well, I'll just give you a fair warning. If I have to wear a mask, I'm taking something else off.
A sock. A boot.